Quoi? Non, blanc et assez.
Ouais, parce que ça va rien changer pour les traçages.
Okay, so Dudu will do the roller, right? With the brushes, we go in all the holes that Dudu can't reach. Okay? Only in the holes that Dudu can't reach. Like all the holes like this. We need 2 coats, first coat and then second coat in here, because it's dusty. But the more you rub, the more dust will come off the wall. So it's brushed now. Yeah, this is just the first coat, you know, as always. Okay. This. You go in the holes. See? You can't go here. So you have to go in all those holes, okay? I will do the bottom. Okay. $100,000 people live in France, there's like 67 million, maybe? Or if you go there, you and your family. I think the size of N'Golo Kante is... So here is Okovu, which is like to save, the salvation. So it's a religious word. And Wito, who's the man who lives here, chose it. He's from Kivu, like most people here. Most people here are Congolese, most of them from Kivu, but not only. And he said that Jesus is going to come and save people here, like he's always done for humanity. This is the choice of the word. And so we did something that's very bright colours, trying to make it very, very positive. And so here's the results. I've been doing this project for 5 years. It's called Share the Word Project. So the idea is that I share words that people choose. I do this in refugee camps and slums and in very low income neighbourhoods around the world. Each time I stay for 1 month and I just ask people, do you want to share with us all one word that's important for you? And can I paint it on your house? And usually people say yes, and I just paint the word that they have chosen on their house. It's very simple. And it's worked everywhere we've tried it. So in Indonesia, in India, in Iraq, in Palestine, in Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia, Niger, Egypt, loads of countries, Philippines. And here it's in Uganda. It's the first time that I'm in Uganda painting. And it's working again. People are choosing words mainly in Swahili, like this one behind me, Umoja, which means unity. For me, the aim of the project is to highlight the voices of people who don't usually have a voice that we can hear. We can't hear people from refugee camps or from slums in media, whether it be in Europe or anywhere around the world. We talk about conflicts, but we don't talk about the people who are victims of the conflicts, like the people here from Kivu. So for me, what's important is to know their stories, where they come from, why they chose the word that they chose. And here Gladys chose the word. She's a teenager from Kivu, and I'm going to try to see if she's around, or maybe she's at school actually. I don't really know. We'll see. Jambo, how are you, Gladys? Come out. Here's Gladys. She's in, which is cool. Wait, come over. Could you tell us why you chose the word Umoja?
In Nakivale we have units lesser than in Congo, and that's the reason why I chose Umoja as my favorite word.
Nice. I like it too. I like Umoja. It's very good. You know, Umoja is a word. It's people give me a lot in the different countries where I go, in different languages, of course. Unidad in Spanish, unity in English, or I even had it in India. In India, people chose the same word. So I think it's funny because I think it's the third word I get the most in the different countries where I go. So I can see that it's something that's very universal. Because you hear Congolese in Uganda, you choose the word unity, Umoja. But an Indian could choose the same word. A Brazilian person could choose the same word, or in Colombia as well. So I think it's cool that sometimes people who have very different backgrounds, different cultures, can choose the same word. But it's good. And you're happy with the painting? What have people said?
They said that it's very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm glad then. I'm glad. It's good. I think this is a good wall as well because there's only 5 letters and it's a long wall. It's a big house.
Yeah.
And I like that. So this is the first word we painted here, the word paix, which is peace in French. There's lots of people here who are very happy that we speak French, myself and my team, because they don't really have the opportunity to speak French very often, but they all know French from Congo. But between each other here they speak Swahili. So this word was in French, paix, which is the word that I've had the most on this project in the world. I think I've had it like 12 times out of 165 words, so I've had it quite a lot. And yeah, it was pretty easy. We just asked Baloba, who lives here, can we paint your house? And he said yes straight away, and we said then could you choose a word? And he chose the word peace straight away. He comes from Kivu. He's been through times where there's been no peace, and peace is what he was seeking when he came here. So this is why he chose this, and he chose it immediately. It was very straightforward, very easy. And the good thing is that once we finished this, lots of people saw it here in the area of New Congo, and so we were able to explain the project to people and say, well, we're here for a month. If you have a house that's big enough and that we can paint, and with a wall that's flat enough, then maybe we can paint your house, and you can choose a word, etc. And so then after that, many people asked us, could you paint here, could you paint there, could you paint my house, could you paint here? And it's impossible to satisfy everyone, but we're doing the most, we're doing the biggest number of houses, and I think the other thing is that it's public art. We do it outside. So it's not only for the people who live here, it's for everyone who can see it. We don't paint inside the houses, we paint outside, and that's the reason as well. So I think people are appreciating it, I hope. If we go this way, we have the word upendo, which means love in Swahili, and it's the second word I've had the most on Share the Word project in the world. And it was Imi, who's 15 years old, she's a teenager from Congo, who chose the word, and she told me it's for her friends that she has here and who've been through the same difficulties as she has in Congo. And it's one of the things that keeps them together and keeps them going forward with a smile in life, is having each other and having love between the different friends who are here now. Because there were friends from her village who had to leave and who live here today, so it's so they're still together. So this is New Congo. We chose this place because there are quite a few open spaces, and we've been painting here for 1 month, and it's been great because the people really enjoyed the project and also the interaction with us, because I don't think they get to meet many people from Europe or from places that seem very exotic. So and for me it's very interesting as well, because I can have real conversations with people because we speak the same language. French mostly with people here, and with kids mostly in English because they go to schools where they learn English. So it's interesting to be in interaction, to have an interaction with people who are from a very different culture, but who can speak the same language that's been great. That's been great. And I've learned a bit of Swahili as well. A few words. I've worked in other refugee camps before, but this is actually a refugee settlement, and the difference is that there's much more land and people get to grow crops on pieces of land, so they can build their houses and then have some crops as well and stuff. And so it's very different because there's also a lot of space, which is pretty cool for the kids to play in as well, because they just have a lot of land. It's not like you're imprisoned somewhere like other camps I've seen in other countries. So this is why it's called the settlement, and this is how it's different, and I can feel it here. So here we're in Chantal's little garden, which is actually pretty big, and this is her home with a very flat surface. It was great to paint, it was a pleasure to paint, and with the word amani, which is peace, in Swahili. Usually I don't paint the same word several times, but because it was in Swahili and the other one was in French, and she really wanted me to paint it, and I said yeah, it was cool to paint amani. So this is it, amani. Chantal left Congo after her husband was killed. The village was raided. Her husband was killed, and she had to leave and come here. And she's found peace here. She came with her children. They walked for 5 days straight, I think, like many people here actually, to reach the border and then go to Uganda. And they're rebuilding their lives. And she's now a grandmother. She has I think 2 grandchildren now as well. So life goes on after all this, with probably difficulties, but with a smile. Chantal is a lovely person, really lovely. The experience has gone very well here in Nakivale. The people have been very friendly towards us and always ready to help out as well, whether it be the kids or whether it be adults, to find a ladder, to find a chair or something for me to climb onto. And people have been enthusiastic. They've been asking me to paint here and there, and although I can't paint everyone's house, it really shows that the people appreciate the project, which is great. Also for me it's been interesting because I've learned a lot about all these different populations, what they've been through, and just different cultures, because I have breakfast in an Ethiopian restaurant, I have lunch in a Somali restaurant, and then I paint during the day in New Congo, and I'm always interfering with people from different nationalities, and I hope that I've been able to also teach a few things and share elements of my culture as well.